How did your parents react when you told them you were pregnant?
You're actually worse than me, but then you've been on dates.
Who's the father?
She pregnant.
I have had to sacrifice.
The reason why I don't get asked on dates, there's something about you.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, no.
Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to part 2 of our motherhood in this crazy day and age.
Oh, sorry.
Hope you guys liked the first one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out AMINA'S channel. We're going to be talking about dating or the lack of. We're going to be talking about relationships and how we found getting into or out of relationships whilst being mothers. Let's go.
What has been our dating experiences so far? Any difficulties? As some of you guys already know, I have been single for like 50,000 years.
Wow. Talk about exaggeration. Gosh.
Well, it feels like it. Okay, it's been 10 years. I've been single, dateless, sexless for over 10 years now. My daughter's dad was my first boyfriend, so I've not had a boyfriend before or after him. Basically been the only experience I've had with a guy. And I lost my virginity to him, so I've not very well flavoured. I don't know what season. Is it seasoned or flavoured? In the whole aspect of relationships and stuff like that. But that relationship was a serious relationship. We were together for a good number of years. We had a child, we lived together, so I have experienced a good amount of what girls do with guys in relationships, but it's just been with that one person. I know that, you know, when we broke up, I like dating, meeting someone was the last thing on my mind. I met him when I was 16. You know, when we broke up, I was kind of in the frame of mind when I was trying to find myself again and just trying to figure out who is Amina, what do I want to do with my life, and obviously I've got my daughter that I've got to now bring up on my own technically. So, you know, being in a relationship was the last thing on my mind. I was hurt, I was just like, no. So it's only been in the last couple of years that I've kind of been more open, I'd say, to the idea of meeting someone, settling down and being in a relationship. But there has been some personal challenges within myself that has stopped me from actually really doing it in that sense. Not doing it, not that it. As in like
to date or
going on a date with a guy, because I've had interest in these 10 years, I have, but not enough for me to be like, yeah, actually let me go on a date with this person. I feel like I haven't really met anyone that I've been really keen on going on a date with. But then that could have been because I was really picky, like extremely picky, down to like, oh, I don't like the shape of his head, or I don't like the top he's wearing. You know, I just find any excuse not to like that person or not to be interested in that person. And that was a personal thing. I think it was kind of me just trying to protect myself, and I didn't want to be vulnerable, I didn't want to get hurt. So I was kind of just doing everything that I could do subconsciously to stop myself from being in that position of liking someone and possibly entering a relationship and being vulnerable. So it has been difficult in that sense. I'm slowly learning that, you know, I'm 31 now.
Shut up.
Literally.
Get out. Like, leave. You guys, I'm done. Bye. I'm out.
I get this reaction all the time. Like,
don't touch me. Why is she lying? And lie.
I'll show you my driver's license. It's the truth. So I'm kind of, obviously my mum is constantly on my case.
Yeah, you need to know.
Oh my gosh. I literally can't have a conversation with my mum about her bringing up, oh, have you got a boyfriend yet? I feel like the pressure's on in that sense, but it's not really pressure because I'm cool. Like, I'm just like, when it happens, it will happen. I'm not desperate in that sense. I'm being a bit more conscious of the fact that time is going. You know?
I don't believe in that.
Yes, it's true. I don't look my age anyway.
No.
So I don't feel like I've got anything to worry about. I don't feel like my eggs are gonna dry out. In that sense, I'm not anywhere near time for me to, you know, stop ovulating. What's that? Menopause. I don't know, like, I don't feel it's a need in that sense. It's a desire, but I don't feel like, oh my gosh, like, I need to sort my life out. I don't have a boyfriend, I'm 31. I haven't settled down. How do you feel?
I think I'm the complete opposite to you.
Okay.
Like I highly respect you, and I feel like if I could do what you've done for like the past 10 years, I would probably be like the baddest bitch. Okay. life. I've had experiences with guys, several guys I've dated often. And when I say date, I mean probably going out with on one date, probably taking me to the cinema here, probably taking me to a restaurant there. So I've had my fair share of guys. But I am a strong believer in, I feel like I'm the kind of person that I need to test. I need to know what's out there, so I don't get stuck with the bad egg or the rotten egg. Like I need to crack several open to know what's inside. Yeah. I'm also very, very fussy. I remember like growing up, I used to say to myself, I don't want anybody that reminds me of my dad. That's not the worst person in the world. For me, what I feel like I needed as a young girl, I didn't necessarily get from him. So I wouldn't want that to be the case for my child. I wouldn't want that to be the case for me, or seeing the dynamics between my mum and my dad and their relationship. I just didn't want that for myself. Yeah. I wanted a healthy relationship. I wanted to always be in love. With the guys that I've dated or guys that have had interest in me, a lot of it now is just like, what a waste of time. But at the same time, I know what it is I deserve. Yeah. You know, even up till very recently, I was seeing somebody and I was seeing him for so long. And then now when I think about it, I'm like, why did you waste your time? When I was in it, it was great. Or I thought it was great. I thought he was everything that I was looking for. I mean, he had a great job, treated me right. He did the right things at the right time, but he wasn't there at the right time. So I was in this bubble. I was in my own bubble. He wasn't in that bubble with me. So I was actually in a relationship on my own, yet thinking I had this guy. I got to the point where I was like, I'm not doing this. I sat him down and I laid all my eggs on the table, and he was actually like, where did this come from? Yeah. And that's what's important. Fair enough, you need to compromise when you get into a relationship, but the beginning stages of a relationship is kind of when you establish what you both want from each other. Where it's like, what are you giving me and what am I giving you? Why are we staying in this? What are we getting from each other that's making us stay in this? And I wasn't getting any of that, so I was like, no, bye. So yeah, I've dated, I've loved and I've lost. I've loved and I've lost. And I'm now at the point, if you're not giving me what I want, because I'm a woman and I am a goddamn hell of a great woman, and I did.
No, you better know it. You better know your worth.
Know it, own it, carry it, show it around. When a guy steps to you and he's not living up to what you want, bye. I don't care if you can buy me a Rolex. I don't care if you can buy me a car. I'm not here for what you can give me, because quite frankly, if I really wanted those things, I will go out and I will work and I will give myself those things.
How have you found guys entering your life knowing that you've got a son? Like, how have they reacted to that?
At first, because I feel like it's because I didn't know how to deal with it. At first, I used to always be so paranoid that, oh my god, they're not gonna like me because they know I have a child and this and that. Now I just own it. It's like,
so do you tell them straight off the bat, like as soon as you're talking, like,
when I feel like it is gotten to a point where you need to know? So that doesn't even mean 3 dates in, that doesn't mean 4 dates in, it could be 20 dates in. But if you're not giving me substance, if you're not saying to me, you can tell me you like me all you want, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, I need to really feel like you're investing yourself in me. And I know it might seem very selfish and I might be keeping the guy out of the loop or whatever, but like I said, I've been in so many different like dating situations or situationships whereby you didn't even need to know I had a child, because you've come and you've kind of gone.
And you've introduced him to your son?
No, I've only ever introduced one guy to my son.
And how long did it take for you to was you already in a relationship by that time, or was it entering into a relationship?
it was very much into the relationship. And this is what I mean by you can really suss out what a guy wants from you, and that's how you then be able to then put your cards out on the table.
So when you feel like they're serious and they want to pursue a relationship with you, you feel like, you know, that would probably be a good time to then lay your cards out and be like, okay, you know, I come with a package, which is my son. You know? And
it also depends, because he knew from the onset I had a child.
Right, okay.
And it was just never an issue. Like, it was, you know, you have to really, really be like a really good judge of character, especially when it comes to putting people around your children. And that's one thing I learned very quickly. I don't just want any guy, not just because it's a guy, but I just don't want anybody around my child.
I'm not really into that whole bringing different guys in and out, and introducing your child to different guys. That's one thing I'm definitely trying to avoid. But because I haven't been dating like you have, I've never really, you know, figured out how does that actually work. Like, when is the right time to, you know, bring that guy into my daughter's life? When is it appropriate? When is it not appropriate?
I was seeing a guy for maybe about 5 months. I told him, I think maybe on like the 3rd date we went on, and he just completely changed. Like, yeah, his reaction, he was like, what?
No.
How? He didn't believe me at first, and then after that, I could sense that he was less interested in taking it further with me.
Oh my gosh.
So then that's what I mean, but then the guy I did introduce my son to, never been an issue.
Yeah.
Always ready to see him. If I'm with him, yeah, you can bring him. Yeah, we can go out. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, like I've never been made to feel like there's a problem because I have a child. It's never even been a topic of discussion. Oh, you have your son, so I can't see. Or that kind of. It's only mature-minded people that you would get that with.
From it's true.
Or from.
And I think guys that we would meet or date, they need to be able to know that you're not just coming into my life. Like I come with somebody else. Like we come as a package.
Yes.
You get 2 for 1. Not 2 for 1 in that way, but like there's someone else that is attached to me, that is a part of my life, that's gonna be a part of my life forever. So they would need to be aware of that, and if they can't deal with that, if that's something that they're not about, then I think it is important that they let you know from the get-go before you get in too deep, and then you start realising that he's a bit funny around your child or
and
anything like that.
Parents and stuff, you always hear things.
That whole thing about
it is really scary.
Stepdads, stepmoms.
But that's why you have to be so, like, if you know the guy has an issue with it, you need to let the guy go.
Yeah, no matter how much you might like them.
You need to let the guy go. I remember asking him one time, I was like, is the fact that I have a son, is that an issue for you? And he was just like, yeah. He was like, he doesn't understand how he's going to do it. And I understand, because you need to realise this is also somebody else becoming a father figure.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
Yeah, or a mother figure to your child. It is a responsibility, and you can't force that on someone who doesn't want it, and it's really, really unfair. It's like, whoa, I just really liked you, you know, I didn't think I was going to become a daddy. So you know, I've found that for some guys it's really easy. Like it's a no-brainer. It's like, okay, and then what's the problem? Okay, you have a child, let's go, let's rock it. All 3 of us, let's go, let's
work it out,
let's do it, you know.
But I feel like sometimes there can be a stigma on baby mamas, in that sense, where, especially within the like African culture as well, where, you know, a mum of a son doesn't want their son to be with a girl that's already had a child. And it could be vice versa, where the guy has a child and the mum doesn't want their daughter to be with someone that has a child. I find it slightly offensive, because it kind of, sometimes it can make you feel like as if you're less of a person, or that, you know, they have this stigma of you that, you've
already been somewhere.
You're used goods or something like that, because you've already given birth. One, you don't know that person's situation or their circumstance as to how they're in that position. 2, just because someone has already had a child doesn't mean that they're less of a woman. Would you date a guy that's already got kids, and how many kids would you be willing to accept?
The guy I mentioned that I dated quite recently, that I just literally had to fling out the window and waste the space. Yeah, he had a child, because it wasn't a serious relationship. Obviously now I say it wasn't anything serious, so I was never put in a situation whereby I had to like meet the child, but I'd always ask of the child, because that's what you do, isn't it? How's your baby, how's your son, how's your daughter, how was the child? It would be hypocritical of me to say I can't date someone that has a child.
I have a child.
So I can't be walking around on my high horse like, no, I don't want no baby daddies. But the only thing, I think, what I feel like is important is how their relationship is
the mother,
and how they carry themselves. Like, because people can call you baby mama. You're only a baby mama when you behave like a baby mama. Does that make sense?
That is the.
You know how baby mamas be like, Devante, where's my baby? When
or getting involved in the ex's new relationship and being difficult and causing trouble,
when you're
drama,
just unnecessarily
hype, I've never been involved in my daughter's dad's new relationship. Like, he's got a child with someone else. You know, my daughter loves her brother on his side, and I love that they have that good relationship and that closeness. And I always would be like, oh, how's your brother? You know, I should let her know that I don't have a problem in that sense. There's no friction. Like, I keep my distance. We're not together anymore. Yes, we've got a child, but you're doing your thing and I'm doing my thing. You know, when it comes to that new girlfriend being around your child, you want to make sure that, you know, this person that you're seeing, are they completely sane? You know, are they going to cause any harm to my child? Just making sure. And I will ask my daughter that, you know, how do you feel about your dad's girlfriend? Like, she'll tell me anyway. She'll let me know, like, her dad has had girlfriends since we've broken up. It's been 10 years. So I think that's important to know, just so that your child is safe when she's around that new person.
That's issues that I've had.
Always in him not liking the fact that there's another male figure.
I don't know what it is. I feel like there's so many different things combined, but one main factor was just he just felt like, he was just like, why am I doing that? And I was like, but you do understand that it's my life, and this person is not harming our child. Like, you need to trust that I wouldn't bring anybody that's a bad influence. I wouldn't bring around a guy of a bad influence around your child. Anybody that you wouldn't hang around with, then don't bring them around your child.
And I think it's just him just having that confidence in you to know that obviously, like, you're not stupid. You know, you're a good mom. You know what you're doing. And of course you're not going to bring anyone that's going to cause harm to your child. But I feel like there's other things going on there where, you know, he probably is not ready for you to move on, or he's not ready for you to be in a new relationship. And there's that aspect of it as well with, you know, your ex-partner and everything like that. And sometimes they might want to use the child as an excuse for what is really going on, what the real issue is going on underneath. I mean, my daughter really does want me to get into a relationship. She's wanted me to get married and have another baby. Even though she's got a brother from her dad's side, she also wants a sibling from me as well. We could be out, she'd be like, oh Mum, I think that guy suits me, like that. Hearing what your experience, because you've been out there, you've been dating, you've been seeing guys. I feel like I'm more open to the idea of meeting someone and being in a relationship and settling down, but I'm not in a rush. You know, I'm cool. I'm so career focused and so about trying to get my life together that I know that when the time is right, it will happen. But I also know I have to be practical and actually allow someone to take me out and things like that.
It's definitely difficult, especially when you're the kind of person whereby you know what you want. I will say to you, don't expect the first guy you meet to be it.
That's what I want though.
No.
I don't want to be like dating like bear.
Serial dater, no. Like that's only ever in the fairy tales. Like, I know it's possible and I know it's happened in the past, with the way guys are set up these days. I'm sorry, Amina.
I just burst that bubble for me.
Sorry, we can't offer you that in 2016 or 17 or 18 or any more.
But you know what, I'm actually reading, it was an Audible book that I'm listening to at the moment called How to Get a Date Worth Keeping. I can't remember the name of the author, but I'll put it down somewhere in the description box. And it's just like a whole new perspective on dating. And that book is actually really helping me to really get myself out there and be open to dating, because it kind of describes dating as, it's not a tool for you to use to find your lifelong partner. It's something that you do to meet new people. And when you view dating in that way, there's no pressure. And it's also, you can never have a bad date, because the date itself is just about you meeting this person and getting to know this person, which is it's not really a bad thing in that sense, unless they're like completely horrible. But makes sense. If you go into it with the idea that, you know, you're just getting to know people, you're just having a conversation, spending time with people and getting to know them, as opposed to, oh, I'm looking for a husband, you know, I'm looking for someone to settle down with for the rest of my life. It makes it more of a relaxed, enjoyable experience, and in the process you end up might end up meeting somebody who is the one.
That definitely does make sense. I'm at this stage in my life where I'm literally like, okay, so this needs to be it, because I'm like done.
Have you ever felt like maybe you've been dating the wrong type of guys, or
like the guys I'm into, my taste in guys is very particular. I just think it's just they weren't for me. Currently he ticks all the boxes that everybody else would have ticked. It's just him as a person, where he is, his personality, his mindset, what he's all about, that makes sense, that works for me. But the others, no. I'm not in a rush, and I'm not, I don't feel peer pressure. I'm not looking at everybody and being like, oh my gosh, she got engaged and he's getting engaged.
Literally, like every day on Instagram, someone's getting married.
That's nice.
Having a baby.
I'll double tap that
someone's
for you.
Engaged.
That's great. Picture looks amazing. Your proposal looks great. Your ring looks beautiful. Your hair looks nice. The dress is incredible. The decorations are beautiful. Bridesmaids look everything crisp. That's good for you. When it's my time, you know, hopefully you can double tap for me too. We'll all be very, very happy, but I'm not in a hurry. And I know like God's time is the best time, because if I were to have I'm not saying he's a bad person. My son's dad is not a bad person, but he's just not the one for me.
And the thing is, I feel like we met our children's dad when we were so young, like 16, 17, and we're not the same people we were back then.
Definitely. Even him, I'm sure his mind frame is completely like changed, and what we thought was a relationship probably wasn't wouldn't be something that I would tolerate
that puppy
now.
love kind of experience.
So take your time.
Yes,
you want the ring, you can have the ring, but then you will have no relationship behind it, because it's just a piece of jewelry and you're not happy. Pointless. So I'm really waiting for God, and I believe that when it's time, it's literally going to be the bone of my bone.
And you don't want to get into something where you're just in the cycle of getting into the wrong relationships over and over again. Bearing in mind that you are a mum, you have a child or 2 children or 3 children, whatever it may be, and you know, you need to set the right example for them, and they don't want to be growing up seeing mum like 50 different men every other week kind of thing. So it's really important to set that example for your child or your children as well.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy being single.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy your time with your child as well, and just
I feel like when you get into a relationship, you feel like you've learnt so much from yourself, because that's the first place that you should always take lessons from. When you've learnt from yourself and how you were dealing with certain things in the past, you wouldn't go into another relationship acting the same way you did in the last relationship. You would make sure some things that you found didn't work, you wouldn't take it into a new relationship. And obviously you need to bear in mind you're going into something with another adult, somebody who has lived however many years on this earth as an individual. You're now trying to come together as a couple, as one.
2 worlds coming together.
Don't expect them to be perfect, because you're not perfect, and you can't. If you can't offer perfection, don't expect it. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So how do you feel if a guy were to approach you, you look the part,
girl, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'll give you my number, because I'm sure people out there wonder. With me, I meet guys in so many different ways. Don't ever stop me on the street, because I don't stop.
Seriously?
No, I don't stop on the street. I don't stop if you stop your car. You can literally park your car.
So how else are they gonna get your attention?
Yeah, I understand it's difficult, but you need to find a way. Don't DM me. No, on Instagram, no, Twitter, no, Snapchat, no.
No, I used to go through this. I was in this phase of just not giving my number to anyone. I was like, oh yeah, follow me on Instagram, and they were like, okay.
I actually don't give my number out. I would probably give my number to 1 guy a year in the past.
So how do they get hold of you?
I don't know. I that's the thing. As much as I date, or I used to date, I don't give guys my number. So that's why I always say, if you're lucky to date me, you're lucky, because I don't give. I always tell, like, when I finally give somebody my number and we talk, I'm always like, you're lucky I gave him my number, so don't give guys my number.
I'm the same. I can't.
I can't have so many random people texting me. I remember, who's this? Where did I meet this one again?
But you know, there's a block. You can block.
I don't do it. You can't have my number.
I said this to a male friend, and he was like, so how else do you expect that person to get to know you or talk to you if you're not going to give them your phone number? And I don't follow me on Instagram, innit? Just add me on Twitter. And from a guy's perspective, he was like, it's not serious. Like, what do you mean add you on Instagram? Are we kids? Like, what's going on? I'm being a bit more open that, I'll give you my phone number.
Have you given anyone your number this year?
I have, actually. But it hasn't gone anywhere, because I didn't actually like them.
See, that would make me regret giving him my number, because I'm like, now he has my number.
I can block them. I can block them. So
I don't like him. He now has my telephone number.
The fact that you don't actually give numbers but you get dates means that it's okay. I don't need to give numbers either, because I'm not even getting any dates.
Because let me tell you, it's like you have to catch me on the a really, really good day. Then you have to come so correct. Like, even if you say hello, how are you, I can ignore you. I mean, I'm a bitch. I don't care. You have to it has to be on a good day. Or I just really have to be very happy that day.
Wow.
Even if I'm drunk, I don't care. I'll not give you my number. But you have to catch me at the... I don't know how some guys get my number.
She's hard to get. She's actually hard to get.
Do you know, some guys that have known me from like years ago that are on my Snapchat, when I give stories on Snapchat about guys or situations, they're just like, Esther, you're still the same. And I'm like, was I like that back in the day? Like, was I really that bad? But I don't know how guys get my number. I'm fussy.
I'm coming to the point where I can now say, okay, if I'm interested enough from the little time that I've spoken to you or whatever, I may give you my number, or I may not. I might just tell you to add me on Instagram.
See, that's just me. If you interest me, then yeah, possibly. If not, because what are we doing? How old are we? What do we want to do? WhatsApp? No, it's okay. I don't want. What else? You want to take me for a drink? I can go by myself and drink. I want to be your friend. I have enough.
Oh my gosh.
Like, we're too old. I feel like I'm at the stage in my life where I'm just too old to. I don't want to be collecting numbers. I can't.
You're actually worse than me.
No,
I thought I was bad.
I'm really bad.
But it actually wasn't. But you've actually managed to actually get on dates. Because sometimes the reason why you don't get asked on dates or you don't go on dates is because of personal things going on with you. That there's like a blockage, or there's something about you that is not allowing a guy to ask you. It kind of deals with all of those aspects of things as well. I'm learning so much from it already. By the time I like at least halfway through, I may have a date or two. Okay. I'm like, that sounds so pathetic. Oh my gosh.
Dating is not time, you guys. It's your effort. It's your emotional.
Yeah.
It's like, it's too much. I'm the
not.
kind of person whereby take me out one time and I'm in love with you. That's why I don't have enough of me to give like that all the time.
With everything, you know, just bearing in mind that, you know, we've got kids as well, we've got a child. That shouldn't stop you, but it's also something there to also bear in mind in the process of, you know, going about things.
We're going to try and answer some questions. I asked Snapchat for some questions. How did your parents react when you told them you were pregnant?
My mum was so shocked. I remember the day because I was putting off telling my mum for so long, and every time I'd gone to my daughter's dad's house, his mum would ask me, have you told your mum, have you told your mum? And then one night she was like, okay, we're going to your house. Your
heart would have been
that drive, to my house, from his house. God. It was him, his mum and myself.
Did your mum know him?
Yeah, she knew him. I think she'd known that he was my boyfriend for like a year now by this time. And I feel like my mum she kind of knew it was coming. Because afterwards she said that she had a dream that I was pregnant.
Oh my god. So thinking about memories that my heart is literally pounding.
So we went to my mum's room. There was literally silence, and my mum was like, okay, what's going on? And then my daughter's dad's mum was like, oh, Amina has something to tell you. And the way that I was just like, I couldn't even like find the words. Like the sentence couldn't come out. And then my daughter's dad's mum goes, she pregnant. She's Jamaican in it, she's yardy. And my mum was like, huh? What? No, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. She's like, no, I knew it. I had a dream. And she's like, I'm so disappointed. How can you do this? And the thing is, all her animal. No, I left the room. I was like, I started packing my stuff. Like literally, I went to my bedroom as my mom was going on. And the thing is, she didn't say anything to my daughter's dad because she really liked him. So all her anger was towards me. She didn't say nothing to that. This guy just got your 17-year-old daughter pregnant and you have nothing to say to him. But she just went straight, like everyone's on me. And I kind of just left the room and I just started packing my stuff. Because I said, if I stay in this house tonight, I'm gonna die. She's gonna kill me, I was so scared. I was like, me and this baby are not gonna make it till tomorrow. So I just started packing my stuff, packed all my college stuff, packed some clothes, and I literally went back home with my daughter's dad that night. Because I said, there's no way that I'm going to stay in this house by myself.
She let you go?
Yeah, she let me go. And I stayed with my daughter's dad at his house with his mum and his family for the majority of my pregnancy. So it wasn't until I was probably about 8 months pregnant that I went back to my mum's. Because then by now, 8 months into it, my mum's gone through the whole stages of grief. She's told the whole family, everyone's been calling me. So she kind of was now at the stage of accepting the situation, and we were talking terms now. So then I was able to move back home for the last like 4 weeks of my pregnancy, and it was my mum that actually drove me to the hospital when I went into labour, and called my daughter's dad and his mum to come to the hospital.
I couldn't tell my mum either. I first told my big sister, then we both told my other sister. We were just like, we need to tell mum.
Wow.
And then we went to my mum's house. We sat down with my mum, and then my older sister said, Mum, we have something to tell you. you know, one of us is pregnant. I was sitting furthest away from my mum. I was sitting by the door. My mum was sitting like on the corner of the bed, like further inside the room, and my sisters were like right nearer me anyway. And then my mum was like, okay. In between like everyone's sentences, there were like big silences. So the room was just like awkward.
Okay, pin drop.
I'm telling you, my mum was like, okay, who is it? And then
my heart's even beating fast right now.
My other sister was then like, okay, well, the person who's pregnant hasn't spoken yet. And I was just like,
oh my god.
I couldn't look at my mom. Like, I couldn't look anywhere. I didn't cry. My mom was just like, who's the father?
Wow.
And then I said who the dad was. She was like, I knew it. She was like, okay. She's like, have you told his mum? Have you told his parents? And we were just like, no, you know, we wanted to tell you. So then we could all go there and tell them. Eventually we went and we told them. But my mum was upset and she was really disappointed. And then she told my dad, not in my presence.
Okay.
And then my dad had given her like a list of abortion clinics to take me to. And my mum was just not having it. But yeah, that's how they reacted. They weren't happy whatsoever. How hard do you find it to get your child looked after when going out with friends, work, or just to have a social life?
We are lucky enough to have had a lot of support from family and friends, and I think Esther, you mentioned earlier about having good people around you. So other than your family, your immediate family, having friends as well, that you know that if family are not available, you've got some friends that you can trust and leave your child
not
with
just
as
any
well.
friends,
like a friend that's
that are
basically family.
Yeah.
Obviously gives you more options of people that you can safely leave your child with. Building that kind of network of people, community of people that you know that you can trust and your child is happy to stay with.
Yeah, I know that you guys ask me, I'm constantly vlogging, I'm constantly out at some event, some party, just living my life. How do I do it? Where's my child? I did mention earlier on, I think in part 1 of this, that I have, me and my son's dad, we've worked out a schedule. And we've had it for maybe like 4 or 5 years now. But I mean, if I need him, I will ask him, and if he's available, he does, you know, take him. I have access to my son's dad's parents and also his siblings. I have my family, my mum especially. My mum's always on hand whenever I need her. You have to prioritize. So if you know that turn up is not worth.
It's not every turn up that you need to go to.
Trust me, in my lifetime, in my 8 years of being a mum, I have had to sacrifice. I've had to miss out on so many things, and you're just gonna have to take the L. You're just gonna have to. It is what it is.
Like, what's more important? Like, what are the things that you definitely need to go to? And what are the things that you know you can give it a miss? Because then you know you don't have to worry yourself too much about where am I gonna put my child?
I had a job. I was fired from my job because I couldn't get childcare all the time. I was always coming to work late. Always had to leave. So I was fired. I've had hard times. But I'm grateful now because I'm doing what I love. My time is my time. I'm able to schedule things and I have the help I need. But thank God we have friends and family as well. And my friends never really help me out unless like there's nobody around me. And then, you know, maybe for a couple of hours. But I'm thankful that I do have on-hand help when I need it. So for everybody wondering where my baby be at when I be out all the time, they good, okay? I mean, it wasn't only me that laid down to have it. He does have a dad, and that he has a family. So this has been really, really fun, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Definitely, definitely been a really good discussion. So
if you want to see more of this, are we open to?
Yes, I like her.
Alright guys, that's all we have for you today. Hope you guys have enjoyed part 2 of this Mothers in
Single
2016. Mama's doing the damn thing in 2016. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to check out part 1 if you haven't. Also check out AMINA'S channel. I'm going to put all the details in the description box so you guys can just go click and head right over. Don't forget to subscribe y'all already. And I hope to see you guys real soon on my channel. Bye. Woo! Yay!
Listen to the rivers and the streams that you used to. Anything you believe you can reach if you choose to. I'ma be happy, I'ma be good. You better believe it, I'ma be happy. I'ma be good, get that understood.